was 5 or 6, because in charity shops when I was growing up in the early 2000s there was still a lot of G1 My Little Ponies in charity shops, so that's when my collection started. G3 My Little Pony is my modern generation childhood of pony, but I did have a decent amount of G1s, so I'll share with you some of my favourites in my collection. Forgive me if I forget their names, I imagine I will. I believe this is Milky Way, who is a twice as fancy pony, which basically means their cutie mark sort of extends a lot further and often goes up to below their eye. These are the princess ponies in my collection. Princess ponies had this little gemstone as their cutie mark, and then this one has had quite the haircut. I think she looks quite cool with it though. Originally they came with hats, like a princess crown, like princess hats, and I believe in the UK they came with little Spike the Dragon figurines, and in the US I think they're called bush woolies. They're like little funny looking, almost jelly like creatures. So it's interesting the different variations that there were in what was released in the UK and what was released in the US. I do have the original brush and hat to this little one. This is a childhood pony of mine. I actually was given her as a present. She came from eBay. Even as a child I was scouting for vintage things on eBay. It was just at that time pretty much exclusively I was looking for vintage toys. So I love her moon symbol and I just think she's so beautiful. I do have her comb, but I couldn't find it for this video today. And then this is the last princess pony that I have, and she's got a little butterfly as her cutie mark. So I have both of the bridal ponies. I think one of them's, or are they both called Bridal Beauty, and they're just different versions. This is a more recent acquisition, and this is a childhood one. I love her cutie mark so much. I just think it's so cute. The bridal ponies are incredibly popular. I see them everywhere, and I actually do have a double of this one. I keep meaning to list my doubles, I just haven't done it yet. This one is another one of my favourites. She's also had almost like a hair thinning. I don't think she's had a haircut, but it's like somebody's gone and thinned her hair, but I think it still looks really lovely. I think I've said this in videos before, but I'm obsessed with anything fruit themed. There's exclusive to the US ponies, like I think blueberry tart or blueberry baskets. What would I do to own my very own blueberry baskets pony? Oh my goodness. This has got little apples and little love heart apple shapes. Being with that theme, another one of my favourites, another twice as fancy strawberry pony, but again, she's had quite the haircut, I thought I would show off two of my rarer ponies in my collection. This, I think, is Baby Diamond or Baby Gemstone, something like that, and this is, oh no, I'm sure the name will come to me. It's like one of the family ponies, so you could get a mum and a baby. And the name's not Meadow Sweet, that might be the other one that looks kind of similar. Baby Berrytown, it might be Baby Berrytown. And she's got this amazing tie-dyed hair, and I don't believe this is faded. I think it was always kind of like a washed out look. And this is Baby, I want to say Baby Gemstone, but I could be wrong. Baby Diamond maybe. And I believe these are both very rare. You might be paying like £50 a pony. I got both of these toys as a child in a charity shop, so yeah, pretty cool find for sure. Another very small part of my collection are fairy tales birds. So these were around the same time as My Little Pony, and they're also made by Hasbro. And they're these little birds that can grip onto things with their feet. And these are very fitting that a bird just crowed really loudly when I pulled these up. These are the three that I own. And they have extremely long hair. They're so cute. I used to have a very big display in this room of my vintage toys, and I used to own play sets as well. But as I started getting older, I packed them away and I didn't have them on display anymore, and I sold my larger play sets just because it doesn't really fit a lot of my aesthetic these days. But I would love to try and incorporate a display again for them at some point one day. Let's have a little tap. I love the noise of plastic. Is that weird? I just love that noise. I would say I have around 55 or 50 My Little Ponies left in my collection. At one point, I probably had close to 75 or 80, but I did have a purge, and I got rid of my lesser favourite ones. That I believe is Dibbles up there. Let's get her down. She's one of my favourites. She's so cute. She's got a little swan symbol there. Something that I love about the G1 Pony line, but toys in general of this era, is just how detailed a lot of the accessories were. So this says Baby Pony Snug Fit, and it's nappies, and it actually gives you instructions on how to put the nappy onto the pony. Spread out the nappy, stand your baby pony above the nappy, lift the pony's tail. And this says it's from 1985. It's so cute, so cute. A lot more ponies than that, but I think it would just take so long to go through them all. It's been 10 minutes, right, on ponies alone. Maybe a little bit less when I come to edit this, but yeah, a little while on ponies. Let's move on to my Care Bear collection. I'm looking at it across the room right now. I do own a couple of Care Bear stuffies, but I'm kind of penned in by my recording equipment, so I will just show you my 80's Care Bears. You can see Hugs and Tugs down there. These are the little plastic movable Care Bear figures that were produced in the 80's. I own a complete set of all the Care Bear figures, but I only own one Care Bear cousin. My favourite Care Bear, or character in the Care Bears, because they're not actually a bear, is Gentle Heart Lamb. I don't have any merchandise of Gentle Heart Lamb. I'm desperate for the full-sized Gentle Heart Lamb plushie, and I will treat myself one day. So I will try my best to show you a couple of them. So this is Grams, I think, or is it just Granny Bear? I think it's Gram Bear or Grams Bear. And she is she's a little bit bigger. So you can see she's bigger than the Care Bears, because obviously she's meant to be older. And then if we compare that to Hugs, who's one of the baby bears, she is much smaller. It's a really neat little detail that they're all different sizes. Just hold some more of them up. is in like really, really, really good condition, and I paid £1 for him at a car boot. So now I thought we would move on to Polly Pocket. This is my childhood Polly Pocket, and I did have the figure with it, and childhood me lost the figure, which I'm not happy about. This also was supposed to come with a topper and a little tiny, tiny towel for Polly to wear, because this is a bath toy, so to fill it up with water, and then you'd pump there and like little spurts of water to come out. A little door that opens there. I love the detail of these Polly sets. They could never quite get detail like this again in toys, I don't personally think. They're just so beautiful. This is the other one of that sort of set, so this was also supposed to have a topper that I don't have. Just open this up, very squeaky, so I'll edit that. And then this has things that move again, so bed comes up to make a doorway, and then comes down and you've got like a little bed area, and then there's a seat there that you can swing, and it looks like a rose. Looks like a rose from the front. I did get once incredibly lucky at a charity shop, and I got, I think, 4 or 5 sets of very early Polly, so 89 to 90 I think, and they were all complete pretty much. 1 or 2 had maybe 1 or 2 parts missing, but a lot of them were complete, and I've never felt so lucky in my whole life. So here is one of them, which is the Christmas set. I believe it's the first Christmas set. It's making jingling noises because it's a complete Christmas set. So it came with a little tiny snowman, a reindeer pulling a sled, Polly in sort of like winter Christmas gear, and skates that Polly could sit on. You're supposed to be able to press this little log here and it would play like a Christmas tune, but it doesn't work anymore. I'm just amazed by how unfaded this is. Somebody took really good care of it, and obviously like kept it away from the sunlight, because a lot of my Polly sets are very, very faded. So Polly Pocket also did something called Polyville, which are these little houses, and you could connect them together to form a street. I'm not as big on Polyville personally, I don't dislike it, but I prefer the smaller compacts to Polyville. But these are 2 of my favourite Polyville sets, and this is, I think, Grandma's Cottage. And when you spin the mill, the clock hands move. It's just little details like that, so precious. You can open the fridge door, and then upstairs you can also open the toilet seat. This is called like Cozy Cottage or something, and I love this because the gate opens and closes. It's very stiff, so I won't force it. It's sleepover themed, so I don't have the figures for it, but Polly would have come, her and her friend, in like pyjamas, which is just so cute. This one's not as interactive, but I still really love all the details in it. Is another one of my complete sets. It's very faded. That is the original colour of the box, and this is the colour it is now, so it's faded a lot. spin the mushroom. It's like a little dance floor, and the pulleys can move around on it. The fairy sets in Vintage Polly Pocket are some of my favourites, and this was such a huge grail of mine. And when I saw it for £4, I thought, oh my goodness, what a perfect deal. But yeah, it needed a lot of TLC, and it still needs more. If I shut it, you can see there's a crack there. But I'm still so chuffed to own this one. Quite a few more of the original Polly sets from 1989. Here are even more. I wasn't going to go in depth and do them all, just because it would take a really long time, and the older ones are not as particularly interesting to me as the more themed ones that were to come that I've shown you in my collection. But I do have quite a few more. I'm more than willing to do a deep dive into like the specific toys that I have, so like a specific only Polly Pocket one or only My Little Pony one, just let me know. ALB in Whisperland, however, has an amazing roleplay where she's working in like a vintage toy shop, and she goes through all these Polly Pockets, and such a good video. So if you're interested in something like that, she's got a really great one. It's such a good idea. So lastly, I want to show you my strawberry shortcake collection. It's very meagre. It's a very meagre collection. It's very small, but it does contain two of my favourite items in my whole toy collection. So I'll start off with the lady herself. Here is Strawberry Shortcake, and her cat Custard. She needs a good bit of TLC. Again, she's a newer acquisition and I've not had the time yet, but I need to wash her clothes, I need to wash her, I need to wash Custard, but she's in good condition. She's got her hair, she's got her hat, she's got all her clothes, she's got her socks. Only thing she's missing are her shoes. And then we have Custard here. So all the Strawberry Shortcake characters, the dolls came with their little animal counterparts. So Strawberry has Custard the cat. This is what I've been most excited to show you, and this is what I was waiting to come in the mail. So this is why, despite you guys being very interested in this video idea, this is why I wasn't filming it for so long. I was waiting for this to arrive. 1980's toothbrush and toothpaste holder. Like, what? The lid comes off and you've just got a container. Put it back on. This is Baby Apricot, and her rabbit hops a lot. Baby Apricot can move her head. She's got her hand up like that because she'd put the toothbrush through it, and then it would rest on Hopsalot's tummy. And then you're supposed to put your toothpaste in here, and it did come, I believe, with a toothbrush. I don't think it came with any toothpaste, but I could be wrong. And they're resting on this plastic leafy base. This is like, again, fruit themed. It's just amazing. I think it was only released in America. I had no idea it existed until I just chanced upon it online. The detail is immense. It's functional. Like, I'm gonna put something in it. Do I know what I'm putting in it yet? No. But it's that plastic vinyl that she is that I absolutely love. It's so tactile. So the fact of it's sort of locked away in the card, and I would never want to open it because it's been left in the card for that long. It's exciting, but it's also not the aspect of vintage toy collecting I like. However, this is a little figure, is like, that's it, it's a little figure. You can't move it, it's got no sort of